Well, hello everybody and happy Tuesday. Oops, Thursday. Sorry. The week's flying by. It's Thursday, February 5th, 2026, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Lisa Freeman coming to you live from stampingwithlisa.com and Chesapeake, Virginia. So, how is everybody doing tonight? We had a nice day today. It actually, I think, got up to like 40 something. It wasn't too bad. I went out and ran some errands and didn't even have to wear a coat. So that was nice. Like 40 something is a heat wave now. Oh, sorry, Jalen. I know the ads are, I can't help the ads. They just automatically put themselves on here. So you got to deal with them. But if I don't start talking like almost right away, then the people who watch the replay are just sitting there like in silence. So I just wait like about 10 seconds and then start talking. So I did a fun technique for you guys tonight. It's called Twisted Ribbon. And I know some of you guys were asking for more cards using scraps. So this uses all like 1/2 inch strips of paper. Doesn't really matter how long they are because you're going to cut them anyway. So you can, like for this one, you could use short strips, and these you can use longer strips. It doesn't really matter. Just get some 1/2 inch strips out. You know what I thought about after I finished making these was actually if you could do it with 3/4 inch strips or 1 inch strips and see what it looked like. I haven't tried it, but I decided to do 3 different ones. So this one is using a 2-inch piece for the base. This one is actually 2 3/4, and this one is actually 4 inches. So no matter what your width is of your base, you do it the same way. You still score every 1/2 inch or mark it every 1/2 inch and do the same thing. So I tried to use paper that was retiring. These two are retiring. As far as I know, the lavender is still not retiring, which is good because I love this paper and I always forget about it. So this is one of my favorite papers and I just forget about it. And look how well, this is actually cloud cover ribbon, which is not one of these colors, but look how pretty it goes with it. So that's really Lost Lagoon in here, but I thought it matched really well. So I just used that because I don't have any ribbon that totally matches. These 2 ribbons are not Stampin' Up. They're actually from Walmart. Because I wanted just like some thin, wispy stuff. So this is actually like, I don't know if you can tell, it's like a tricolor. So it's silver gold and rose gold all mixed together. Let me get the roll out and I'll show you. So this came from Walmart. And I don't know if you can see all the colors on there. So isn't that pretty? I love it. My friend Beth gave me this. And I thought it was so cool looking. So it goes with a lot of stuff. And then I'm also using one of these. I think also, oh, this is Simon Says stamp. Okay, this did not come from Walmart. But I think Beth gave me this one too. So we need some more like thin ribbons. I don't know why they don't do more like linen thread, like the gold one, and just bring the gold back because that's my favorite. Bring it back in gold and silver and then we'll be good. Because this one really is a little bit too thick and it's hard to get the knot to stay there. So I had to put some glue dots under that. But anyway, we're going to be making these 3 cards. I tried to do a lot of stuff ahead of time because they are a little bit time consuming just because you got to score and do all that. But I did all the scoring ahead of time. But I'll show you a tip. So let me say hello real quick. Hey, Tony. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Diana. Hey, Christine. Hey, Jalen. Hey, Julie. Hey, Amy. All right, I'm trying to find somebody new. I love it when you all say hello to everybody else like 25 times. I can't find new people to say hello to because there's so many duplicate names on here. Hold on. I lost my place. Oh, there's Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Lori. Hey, Kim. Hey, Heather. Hey, Trina. Hey, Rita. Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Darby. Hey, Myra. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Tootsie Bell. Hey, Brenda. Hey, my Tracy Hamilton, I think that's what it is. Hey, Hilda. Hey, Marva. I'm going backwards. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Lou. All right, I'm going to stop there. I think I've got almost, hey, Karen. Got almost everybody. All right, so we'll stop. Okay, so I do want to show you this stamp set. This is what we're using for the words. And you know what I thought? This might be retired. I don't know. Forgot to look. Now it's like everything's retiring so fast, I can't keep track of it all. So I hope this is still available. If not, I'm just using the words from this. Grateful for you. But you can use any words you want. This one actually is a sticker that comes with this pack of paper if you want to. It's like a scrapbooking option. This one I just had on my table, the thank you. And then this is the grateful for you. So that's the only stamp really besides this one. And I don't know where that one came from. I got a few happy mail cards. This one's from Anita Brown. And she sent me this gorgeous Valentine card. And wait till you see what's inside. It's a pop-up card. And I thought when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I haven't done a pop-up card in a while. We should do a pop-up card. So maybe I'll do a pop-up card next time or the time after. I don't know. This one's from Darlene Erickson. And she sent this cute little card. Thank you, Darlene. And then this one is from Susan Sanders in Utah. Oh, she lives in Kanab, Utah, which is where the Stampin' Up! Manufacturing plant is. And look, this is a fun one too. So I made one of these a while back. Isn't that cute? From Susan Campfield. Oh, the card design is from Susan Campfield. That's probably where I got it from. But I made that with a gift card in there. And love that. Love these Valentine cards. And then this one is from Liz Aronson. And she did the one that's like, I forget what I called that. I always think it looks like a dress. I forget what it's called. But I just did it like a couple weeks ago. But it's a very fun technique. If you missed it, just go back maybe about 6 or 7 videos. And if you guys ever want to find a video, when you go to my YouTube channel, at the top of the page, like under my picture, it'll say like shorts, videos, and then live, and then playlists, I think. So if you click on live, those are the ones that I do every week that are live. The ones that say videos, those are all my old videos that were not live. So, and then the shorts that I have, I don't have really many stamping shorts. Those are mostly like funny videos. So just click on the live unless you want to see some old stuff, and then that's under videos. So don't forget, we've got the card kit. This is the card kit for this time. So until the 15th of the month, you can get this for free with a $100 or more order. And also you'll get a card from me. And then we've got lots of stuff going on. I told you about last time real quick. The product of the month is the Painted Illusions Designer Paper. There's 2 new stamping kits, kind of like Paper Pumpkin, but not Paper Pumpkin. And then we've got the virtual craft class, which I think is $25. And that's an online thing. Clearance rack, our last chance list, has been updated with tons of new stuff. Your bonus coupons from last month are good now, so you can use all your bonus coupons that you earned from last month for ordering. And then the biggest thing is the new joining special. So if you want to get that Stampin' Positioner for free, just sign up and get the starter kit for for $99, sorry, and free shipping. You get $125 of product plus the free positioner, which is another $50 value. So lots of good stuff. And if you want to see any of that, just go to my website or go to the Stampin' Up! Website and click on me as your demonstrator, and you can see all that stuff on there. All right, so let's get started. Let me see. Oh, Cindy, you couldn't see? You're at the dock, finally. Are you on a boat? I think you live in Florida, maybe. I forget. Yes, I did get the positioner, and I haven't tried it out yet, though. I've just been so busy, like, doing stuff, and I just finished these cards like about an hour ago. So I was racing home today. I had to go run errands and had 2 appointments. And then I got home and came up. Well, I did one last night and then I did the other 2 today. So we're going to start with this one. And then this one we're going to go from skinny to wide. So the trick I want to show you is how to score your stuff. Well, actually, let me pull this back out. I don't know why I put it away. I was going to do it this way for you so you could actually see. So instead of scoring this, I actually marked it every... So this was started out as a half a sheet of cardstock like this. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to show you how to do it. So if you want to make these cards and make more than one, the easiest thing to do is just take a half a sheet of cardstock because they're all 5.5 inches wide that way, or high, whatever you want to say. So this started as a whole sheet like this, and I just marked it with a pencil so that you could see what you need to do, because for some reason the scoring is really hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see it? Yeah. Oh, you can see it. Okay, so you can see it here, but like when I put it down here, I don't think you can see it. So I wanted to mark it in pencil so you could. So you just have to take whatever size you're using and go all the way across. And then whatever size you want, like this is 2 inches, just cut it at 2 inches and it's already marked for you. But I'm scoring it. So, oops. So here's what to do. I should have done just a whole sheet ahead of time. So get your scoring blade, and you know I do mine upside down. And we're going to score this way every half inch. And this makes it so much easier. Hold on, I started at 5.5, 5. There's 4.5. Oops, I already did that one. 4. I don't know if you guys can see where I'm going, but this is 4 right here. There's 3.5. And there's 3. Now we're going to 2.5. And 2. And 1.5. And when you get down to this much, you might want to turn it around and just do 1 this way and 1/2 inch. So I'm looking at this side now. All right, so I've scored it at every 1/2 inch all the way down. So now whatever width you want, like for this card, I did 2 3/4, so you would go to 2 3/4 and cut it. So now you've got your piece already the right width, and it's already scored all the way down. So you did like actually 3 cards in one kind of thing. So that's my tip, is if you're doing a bunch, just take a half a sheet of cardstock and kind of do them all at the same time. So for this card, what we're going to do is actually change it, because after I did it with the white, I thought, oh, there's gray granite in there. I bet that would look really pretty as background color. So I switched it out to gray granite for the piece. So see, I've already scored this. So instead of white, you can do white if you want it exactly like this. But I thought gray granite would look really pretty with that paper. So I don't need that piece right there. So let's see if we put this down like that and like that. See, I think that's gonna look really pretty with that behind it, with the gray behind it. But if you don't like it, then we're just trying this out. So, all right, first you need the back piece. The base is 5.5 by 8.5, Lost Lagoon. Inside piece is 5 1/4 by 4. This is 5.5 by 2.5, so that's that piece that goes right there. This is actually designer paper, because I have a ton of it. 5 1/4 by 2.5, and then, oh, wait a minute, this should be 2 1/4, sorry. Two and a quarter, and I just sat there and measured it and wrote the wrong thing down. And then this piece is 5.5. This is 5.5. I wrote the whole wrong thing on there. Okay, they're all 5.5. And it's just a 1/4 inch less for each one. Oh my gosh, this one, yeah, 5.5 by 2. So it's 2, 2 1/4, 2.5 for the width. So the smallest one's 2, then 2 1/4, 2.5 for these 3 pieces. And then you just need all of these 1/2 inch strips. I got a little bit of glue on some of them. So we're using the checkered one, and we're using this flower one for our 2 pieces. And then I have one, where's that piece I just had? This right here, the wider one, that's going to go on the inside. So that's like 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it, Barbara, because this is retiring. This is on the last chance list, and so is the pear paper. So I'm using this paper before it's gone. I think the lavender is still not retiring. So I wanted to use some retiring stuff. So that's why I picked those 2. All right. Much better than white. Yep, I think so too. Oh, Connie. Did you win a card, or I just got a card from you recently? Why does your name sound so familiar? I must have gotten a card from you recently. I think maybe the last video. Okay, so let's get started. And I gotta save those. Okay, so you're gonna do them all the same way. This is the inside, so we're gonna go ahead and just put this piece right here. Just get that done. And I'm using, for the strips, I'm gonna be using the regular tape because you don't want these strips to move once you put them down. You want them to just go down and stay there and not move. And I'm afraid if it'll be messy if you use the green glue on it. So we're going to be using, I have snail. You can use whatever you want, but I think the green glue might be a mess. So I am not going to go do that with these strips. And they're real easy. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And it's super easy. It looks complicated, but it's not. The only ones that are a little hard are the very top and the very bottom, because they kind of go off the page. So let me put my glasses on. All right. So here we go. So you're going to start with this, and you need your silicone pad because you might get glue on the edges. So you're going to start with the back piece. So I used this plaid as my back piece, and you start at the very top corner. So you're starting here at this top corner here, and you're going to take this. So you're going from that, the edge of this, and you want to go off a little bit. So you're trying to get it right there. And then you're going to go, I forgot, wait a minute. There. So you're going down to the second notch on here, and you're going to put it like between this and this. So you're going from this corner to right there. So between those 2 marks is where your paper's going to go. Okay? So we're just going to flip it over and put some tape on it. Oops. Get a piece of thread. So put some tape. So we're just going to go right off that edge and cover those little marks. All right, so that's the first one, and then we're going to just trim this off like that. All right, so then we're going to go back. So we're going to kind of skip this line right here, and we're going to go to this one. Now, since I've already cut it, it's already right. And it's going to go, so these are all going to be parallel all the way down. So we're going to go to this one and this one. So you're going to skip a line and then go to this. So we just need to put some glue on that, or tape. So we're going to, there should be one little notch in between each thing. So you'll have one like 1/2 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch there. And then you just cut that one and you just keep on going. So now we're going to skip, go to the next one, and that one will go to, this one seems a little bit wide, but between this one here and this one. So your paper fits right in between those two notches. So let's put some tape on this. It's already got a little bit. So right there. I think my strips are just a teeny sliver over 1/2 inch. So, but that's okay. All right, so now next one, we're gonna go skip one and put it right there and go down, skip one here and go down. So more tape. So you've got one in between each one and they're all parallel. So every strip you do, let me cut this one so you can see better. So see how it's totally parallel? You're just skipping a space each time. And then snip it. Now this one I think is going to be too short to go. Yeah, it's too short. All right, so then we're going to take another strip and put some tape. And again, skip that one and put it here to the bottom one. Okay, so now we're at the bottom. So we're going to snip that, snip this, snip this. All right, so now what we've got to do is fill in these last two. So we want to have one here, but there's nowhere to connect it. So what I did, you could put a little dot in the center because that's really where it's going to, but I didn't really even do that. I just kind of put some tape on it and said, okay, it's got to go between these two and it's got to be parallel to this. So just kind of eyeball it and it's got to just touch that dot right there. So then you're just going to snip it and it should go right about to the center line. And hopefully this is all making sense. So, and then same thing at the bottom. So you're going to have this little teeny piece right here. So you want to go from this line to about the center. So we're just going to put it just like that. So it's just going to be a tiny bit on there. And just make sure that it's parallel. So every single one should be like one notch between it. And this one, you just got to make sure you put enough glue so it's not like hanging on the edge. All right, so that's the first step, is getting all the bottom pieces. And actually I've seen some people do 4 different shades. Like they'll start with white and then they'll do cardstock, then they'll do designer paper, and they've got all these different patterns. All right, so we're done with the plaid. Now we're going to go to our flowers, and you got to go back the other way. You never want to start at the edge because that's the hardest one. So what we're doing is we're going to overlap wherever these are. We're just overlapping, going the opposite direction. Okay, and that's going to go there to there. So let's put our tape. So we're going to start at this one and overlap it and go to that one. So that corner. And then trim that. Are you guys understanding this okay? Hopefully I'm making sense. Okay, what is the DSP? This is called Happiness. What was it called? I forgot now. Anybody remember? I just said what it was. I'll show it to you. Actually, I brought it. It is Everyday Happiness. It's number 166614. So I actually got the one that comes with the sticker sheet in it, which is a little bit more. But the sticker sheet is so pretty. And this is mainly for scrapbooking, but we're going to be using a couple of these stickers for our card. So I'm actually just going to leave that out. But so you've got this piece, and that's got this like blue and, remember that wild wheat color we had that retired? And then you've got this piece, which has the, flowers on the back, which we're using. Now this is not a whole pack because I've actually used some of the sheets all up. So I have a bunch of those left with the flowers. I have a bunch of these left. See how that's got blue in the back? And there was another sheet in here. Oh, the one with the, the checkered. It was like 3 different patterns, and I think you got 4 of each. So it was a different kind of pack. All right, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna go back over here. So we're gonna go from this one to this one. So you're gonna go from here. And you can tell this strip is just a smidge, look at just a hair thinner. So it's okay if you cut it just a little bit off. It's hard to get exactly perfect, you know. The only person who can do it perfectly is Jesus, and he's not here, so we're gonna go with almost perfect, which is what I tried to do. So you just want to match up those, so this piece and this piece should cross over each other. And then you just keep on going. Now this one really doesn't have a right or wrong direction. One of them we're doing, actually 2, the pear and the lavender one, you do have to be careful about which direction so you don't get them upside down. But it's easy. Once you get the first one done, it's easy to get the rest because they're all parallel to each other. All right, so now we're on the bottom one to this one. All right, so now we got to trim off that and do the very bottom and very top. And you know, I just thought about it. You probably should use some old scissors just because you're gonna get sticky on them. So if you got some, or I think there's some scissors that actually are non-stick. I think there's one, I saw one time, I can't remember what it was. Okay, so now we've just got to do this edge here. You want to make sure you got a lot of tape there. So go over top of this, and it should meet right there in the center. Just make sure it's parallel to this one. But this is the hardest part, is getting the very top and the very bottom. So that's that. And then we go to this edge. And we're gonna do this to about the middle. Just remember it's got to hit about in the center there, and you'll be all right. Okay, so there we go. So that one is done. Now we just got to put it together. So this is going to go on here like so, and then on here. So now I can use the green glue and put that down. You can't really see the blue too much behind it, but it's all right. It's very pretty. And then put that on the pretty peacock. And then we just put that on the front. And it is just a smidge over the edge, so let me trim this. Oh, it's hard going through 2 pieces at once. Okay. Okay, so that's better. And direction doesn't matter on this one, so if you put it down upside down, it's okay, because nobody will know. Love these colors. I know it. Me too. So there you go. So here's the white. There's the gray. I think I like the gray better too. All right, so now we're going to grab the sticker sheet. So we want to find something to go over here on the side. I really like this dream, but I think it's probably, I don't know if it's too long or not. Actually, this one might be pretty. What do you think about that? I kind of like that. Or we have this circle right here we could do. Or this. Or that. Or one of these. And the dream. So many choices. Oh my gosh. All right, I think what I'm going to do, instead of this one, I am going to do this dream right here. No, that's too much, don't you think? Yeah, that's too much. All right, we're going to do happiness. And I think this circle. It's so hard. I kind of like this one too. I can just stick that right down. And then put the happiness right here. Let's put that on dimensionals. I think the gray is pretty too. These are too big. I need the little teeny ones. That's too big. Here we go. I need these tiny little ones. I know, this is really pretty paper, and I forgot all about it until I saw it on the retired list, and I'm like, oh, I think I still have some of that. I don't know why I thought it was already retired, because I could only find one pack. And let's put another sticker on here. Let's do one of these little hearts up here, and the little gray flower right here. All right, so that's good. Okay, so then we need some ribbon. I already went ahead and did these bows ahead of time because they were a pain in the butt. And I'm gonna put it, I think, right there. And I'm gonna stick a couple glue dots because it doesn't want to stick too much. I'm gonna put one all balled up on top. Okay, so there we go. There's our bow, and then I've got some gems. So I picked these pretty peacock ones for this one. Now this was the easiest one. The next ones are kind of a little bit more difficult. And these do not want to come up too well. Get one little one, put right there. All right, so there we go, and then we're gonna spritz it. Uh-oh. We're a little clogged up again. I think I might have to take the sprayer off and clean it. I thought I cleaned it last time, but it didn't do very well. Okay, so there's that one. Get our mess out of the way. All right, so that's card 1. Now we're gonna go to the next one, which is our pear one. Okay, so that's card 1, and put that over here. All right, so card 2 is this pear one. So we're gonna do 5.5 by 8.5 Misty Moonlight. We've got our 5.25 by 4 white for the inside. Mossy Meadow, 5.5 by 3. The Petal Pink, 5.5 by 2 3/4, and I did score that, as you can see, all the way down. And then we've got all of our strips, our white piece for the words, and these are all 1/2 inch again. So just grab a bunch. You don't need to count. And then I kind of pre-cut my pear out of the pear paper. So this is designer paper. It's got all the pears on there and you can cut them out. But I wanted to kind of pre-cut it so it wouldn't take so long, because I didn't want this video to go on for like 5 hours. So take a screenshot of that after I get my arm out of the way. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Found 2 packs. Oh, Lou, you found 2 packs of this? You know, I thought it had already retired. I don't know why. I think because when the wild wheat color left, I just assumed it was retired, but I did have 1 pack still. Thank you. Oh, Amy, you gotta go to yoga. Okay. I need to do some yoga. All right, so there's that. I need to keep this one. I'm reusing some Post-its tonight. All right, again, we're gonna do the inside. So I'm just gonna take one of these strips that's already cut and just put it down. Actually, let's do it across. We'll put it across. So let me get some tape or glue, sorry. And I'm doing it a little bit shorter. So we're gonna put it like right there. Oh, good, I didn't even get it over the edge. All right, so there's our inside. So we'll get that done. Inside there. And that Misty Moonlight really goes well with this paper because you can see it right there. It's not on every piece, but it's on a lot of them. And that piece we're gonna save and do at the end. All right, the words we'll stamp at the end too. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Put our sticky sheet down again. So again, you can see it's already scored every 1/2 inch. We're gonna do the green first, starting here. And we're gonna use our tape. So turn it over. Oops. And again, start at that very, very top edge in that corner, and then go down to the 3rd section. So 1, 2, 3. So that's where your thing goes. And then we're gonna snip it. Go to the next one. Oops, right, crooked. Skip a space and go down to here. Snip it. I don't think I can get 3 out of this one. Nope, not quite. Okay, get another piece. So the more you do these, the easier they get. And after you do 2 or 3, you'll really get the hang of it. But it's easier to make them in multiples and just, like I said, score that whole piece ahead of time and then just cut strips as you need them. I don't know if that one's long enough. Oh, it is because it's at the bottom. Oh, wait, no, it's not because there it is. No, oh, wait a minute. It might be. Not quite. All right. Okay. So then cut this off. And then we've got just a teeny sliver right there hanging. Cut these off. All right, now we got to do the top and the bottom. So these will work on that. So I know this is kind of tedious to watch probably. All right, so we're just going to try and get right in the middle and then cut it off. I went and had my massage today. It was so nice. And then I went back to the eye doctor. I still haven't gotten my contacts right. I had astigmatism and I got those astigmatism contacts and I hated them. So I went back to multifocal, which is so much better because I couldn't see anything. I was trying to put makeup on. I couldn't see anything. I do like one eye, put my glasses on, look at it, my readers, and I'm like, this is a pain. And I couldn't see the speedometer and all that stuff, so I'm like, no, we got to go back to the multifocal. But my left eye, the one that has the astigmatism, I just think they didn't give me a strong enough contact, because if I cover my right eye and just look through my left eye, I can't see very well. Okay, so there's that. Now we got to go back with the, so we're done with that one. So now we've got the pink pieces, and these are directional, so you just kind of got to look closely. So I cut the strips across the piece, so you just got to make sure your leaves are kind of going up. So we're going to start over on this side. I don't know if that's long enough. Okay, yep, that's right. Let's start with this one. I just never start with the top one because that's the hardest one. And the strips I cut for this one are not long enough to use more than one, I think. This one goes this way. So, how many of you guys have done this technique before? Yeah, once you make them, they do get easier. You've made them. Okay, Gloria's made them. Why do you score the cardstock? Because that's where you got to put your paper. So you're putting, if you missed the first one, so you're putting your strips, I'll do it on this side. You're starting at the very top, and then you're going to put it, the next one, between this score mark and this score mark. So you're going from that top edge to between those two dots. So that's like your first strip would be there. And then your next strip, you skip one, and then you go to this one, and you go down. You're going to skip a box here and go to the next two. So your next strip would go in like between here and here, right there, to right there. So the first one's here, second one is here. So you're kind of going like that's the top and this is the bottom. So you need those score marks. I did that crooked, but it's supposed to go from like this right here to this right here. So that's why you need those score marks every ½ inch. And then you just keep going. So it goes from that to that one. So if you don't have the score marks, I guess you could eyeball it. I don't know. That would be kind of hard, but. Okay, so this one, did I just flip them upside down? No, okay. If you don't score it, then you could do tick marks down the side for ½ inch. That would work. But I think scoring is just easier than doing that. But if you go back to the beginning, I kind of showed you exactly a trick to do that. All right, this one's gonna go this way. And again, I think if you could use the green glue, but I think it would be messy. So I would not do it. All right, couple more. This one is hard to tell. I can't tell if that pear is going. Let's try it this way. Sometimes it's just hard to tell which direction it's going. And that one goes from there to there. All right, and then we just need our little half of one. Got paper stuck. So this little leftover piece might actually work. So we need to go from like here to here. You want to put a lot when you're doing these edges, the bottom part. Okay, so that one's just going to go parallel from that center piece. I did it a little bit crooked. Okay, and then snip it off. Same thing here, just snip the edges all the way around. All right, then we got one more little piece at the top, and then we're done with this one. I think I could probably use this one to go from here to here. So you want to go from that. Oops. It's sticking. It's sticking. So we want to just go like that and then snip that off. Okay, so we're done. So there's that one. And then we just need to do our words real quick. Put these away. I got so many little scraps everywhere. Okay, so we got to stamp our words real quick. So I'm using Secret C only because that was what was on the table. I didn't have my Misty Moonlight pad, but this is close enough. So I just grabbed a 1/2 inch scrap of white. Now I'm going to stamp the thank you on there. And then we're going to do a little banner cut. So I'm just going to trim it to about right there and snip it both directions. And there we go. So there's our little banner. And now we can just put it together. So this is going to go on here. This is just about empty. I think I've got just enough. Okay. Use foil wrapping paper. Definitely scoring first. Yeah, I would say scoring. I don't think I could do it without scoring first, or else putting tick marks actually all the way down. That's how I think I used to do it, is put little pencil marks instead of scoring, but I think scoring's easier. All right, so this is gonna go right here, and again, mine is like a sliver over at the bottom. Like just a smidge. Oh, this is hard to cut. Okay. It's like going through 5 pieces of paper. Okay, so there we go. All right, and then I'm going to finish cutting this out real quick. So I already did most of the pear, so I'm just going to finish that. I was going to do the whole thing. I was like, no, I'll just show you a little bit. All right, so there's the pear. Now here's the trick. So whenever you have like indented spots, they're very hard to cut. So I'm going to show you a trick how to get in these little spots. So go up like this and go down to the V, and then you're going to come up from the other side around that leaf and just go to the V there. And then that cuts it out, because it's really hard if you try to go in here and then turn the paper and then kind of come up that way. So it's easier just to make a V in your leaf, like when you do butterflies and stuff. And this is so thin, it's about to fall off, so gotta be really careful. Okay, so there we go. So that was super easy, wasn't it? Let's scrap. All right, so then we're gonna put a little glue dot here just for the back. I'm almost out of glue dots, yikes. Better get another roll. All right, so right on the back of the pear, we're gonna put a glue dot to hold this on, like so. And then we're gonna put some dimensionals on the back. Thank you. Iris folding is very cool. I have a video of iris folding. It's probably from, I would say, oh my gosh, at least 5 or 6 years ago, where I did iris folding, but it's very cool. So you've got a circle, or I did an ornament one, I think, and it was a circle, and you kind of, I think there was a pattern to it, and you just kind of keep putting down the layers of cardstock, of designer paper, all the way around and like a spiral, and it comes out really cool. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at that up, but I had some patterns. I think you have to have a pattern pretty much, or else it's kind of hard to do it. You gotta be very gentle with these stems. Okay. It's gonna stick to my shirt. So we're gonna stick this here. Let's do it kind of curvy. All right, and then what I did for this was I put tape here and dimensional here. And I just put tape. But I want to put my ribbon down. So for this one, I'm using this ribbon here. And we're going to wrap it around like 3 times. And then trim it. And then pinch it in the middle. Now this does not like to stick. So here's a trick. When you have some kind of ribbon that doesn't want to stick, get some tear tape and rip off a piece. So we want to put this like here, and whoops, I cut too much, so there we go. You make sure that gets under your pear. There we go. You don't want it to show, but that'll hold it. Okay. And then your words will cover. Make sure your words are going to cover the rest. I could not get that to stick for anything before. Okay, so that's showing. So we need to take some of this off. So we'll just take a little bit off the edge. Let's see if that works. Still a little bit showing. Okay, hold on. Well, you know what? I could peel it off because it'll be clear then. There we go. And you won't see it. Okay. All right, there we go. Now you can't see it. We'll just kind of push it under there. Whoops. All right. Now it's hidden, but it's stuck on there good, so we're all good. And I've got the same. Oh, no, I don't. I have different gems. Hold on. I got these gems, which are kind of like this Calypso Coral. So let's grab a couple of them. They're a little bit, teeny bit on the bright side. I think they're Calypso Coral, but it doesn't say. It just says Pearls of Beauty, but I'm almost positive that it's the same color. So we'll just stick one there. And then stick a teeny one on the words. And then I'm going to give it a little spritz, but whew, I think we're going to have a squirt crooked here. We really need to do a cleaning job on this sprayer. Oh, that's better though. Okay, so that's that one. So there we go. So that's card number 2. Now the last one is a little bit different. Good grief, we're almost 8 o'clock. I should have just done 2. Do you want to stop? I wish they would put, I know, I wish they had put the names on the packets too. You I think that means pre-cut all your strips and fold, die cut your shape, tape your pattern underneath. Oh, are you talking about for, what were you just talking about? I just forgot the name of that. Oh my God, let me scroll back, hold on. Iris folding, yeah. Yeah, I think all the ones that I've ever done had a pattern to them, so they were not too hard. All right, you guys want to stop or you want to do the last one? It's the same as the other ones, basically. Iris folding, yeah. No, make it, okay. All right, if you're bored, you can leave, but we'll go ahead and finish since I already got everything cut. All right, so this one is the same, except it is the whole back piece. So we've got our, uh-oh, did I not put the, oh yeah, here it is. I already had one. That's why I didn't put it. All right, so that's the base, Lost Lagoon. There's my white sticky. Now this one, let me show you what's different about it. And we've got all these strips. And then this is the piece for the inside. And then we've got these 2 pieces. So let me show you the difference. So this one I cut down to a card front size, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And now that I think about it, I kind of wish I had done it at 5 by 3 3/4, just because when I scored it, I have this little teeny 1/4 inch at the bottom. But it's okay. It works out fine, but it just is slightly different. So when we get to that, I'll show you. So and just take a screenshot and I'll show you what to do. But I think if I did it again, I would cut it at 5 by 3 3/4, just so I still have the 1/2 inch marks. Okay. Yeah, you can do whatever width you want, Jalen. That's why I was showing, like when I did the this piece, this was actually a 1/2 sheet of cardstock. So this was 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I scored the whole entire thing. And then you can just cut whatever size you want, and it's already scored. So I can make 2 more cards out of this, cut it at 2 3/4 and 2 3/4, and I can make 2 more of this, and they'll already be scored. So that's why I started with 1/2 sheet and then score it every 1/2 inch. If you're just gonna make one, then just cut it to size and score it, but otherwise, so I actually started with designer paper also, so that's the other difference. So instead of cardstock, I'm using designer paper. All right, so let's take these off. Hopefully you got your screenshot. And I did very little stamping on this, you can tell. So this is our inside piece. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Get that out of the way. And I just put that strip right down the edge. This is my favorite way to decorate the inside of cards because it's so easy. If you're making a card with designer paper, just cut an extra 3/4 of an inch strip to put on the inside, and it's beautiful. And takes 1 second. So there's the inside done. All right, so for this piece, these two are gonna be glued together. I need to make that stay flat. All right, so this one's a little bit different. We're starting with all the 1/2 inch ones, and I'm keeping that 1/4 inch at the bottom. So we're gonna do the blue ones first. So we're going, again, starting at the very top tip corner, you're going to go to the 1, 2, 3rd box here. So you're going, not the first 1/2 inch, not the second. So you're starting at 1 inch to 1.5 inches where that's gonna go from the top, okay? And whoops, we're not using glue, we're using tape. Oops, I gotta do more. Gotta remember this is 4 inches across now, so you gotta use more tape. All right, so we're going there to there. And this does have directions, so you want these leaves, make sure they're going up, or it's gonna look funny. Where's the rest of mine? Oh, here, they all fell off. Okay. I'm like, I know I had some more pieces. Half of them are missing. Okay, so this one, you skip one of those, go to the next, and there you go. I think it does make it easier if your strips are kind of about the same size as the width of your paper, just so you don't have to cut like every 5 seconds. You can just cut them all at the end. I did the first time I made this card, I finished and I realized like 2 of them were upside down. So I had to take them up and it kind of messed it up a little bit, but it's covered up by that, so you can't really see it. Uh-oh, this one doesn't go with that. I think I'll miss, oh, here's some more. Like, I know I had some more. They got stuck down there. Okay. So I went to Chipotle for lunch since I was out running errands. And they have these new protein bowls. Well, it's kind of like a regular bowl, but you get double the chicken and half the rice. So you can kind of make it your own, but I just, you get twice as much chicken, which is a good thing. That's double the protein. And then half the rice, so that's a good thing too. And then I got like lots of the veggies and stuff in there. All right, so this one is hard because it's barely gonna go on here at all. And like you don't have hardly any. Why is, oh, you know what? I didn't even put it down there. Okay, so we're just gonna skip that. So just skip that bottom part. And we do need one at the top though. But it was delicious. So we want to go from the middle to that edge. Okay, so now we're going to trim all these. I love Chipotle. But, you know, their chicken was a little spicy today. I don't think it's usually that spicy, but, oh, my mouth is on fire. But I ate that like at 12:30-ish, 1 o'clock. And I still haven't been hungry all day. So that's the last thing I ate. Because usually I don't eat like lunch, dinner till at least 3 or 4. But it was yummy. So this is going to be hard to cut. Okay, so there we go. So that's our first step for all these. And take them. There's really not enough room to put one at the bottom, but it's going to be covered up, so that's okay. Let me get all these scraps out of here. Okay. So now we're going to go to the other one. So we're going to go back the other way, and we are going to have to put one down here at the bottom to there. So I'm going to do that next. I'm going to do it after the first one. I'm going to start at the bottom. So let's This goes here. I don't think I put enough tape. So that one to that one. So I woke up this morning and I played this little video game called Royal Match, I think it's called. It's got, you just kind of match all these things and they just like, you know, blow up and stuff. And anyway, I woke up and I get this Apple notification that says I spent $6.97 on this app. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because I don't ever buy anything. I do it for free. And I never, ever buy anything. And it said I made 3 purchases today. So I went to bed about 11. I was probably asleep before 12. But it said for today's date, 3 purchases, $2.99 and then $2.99. And I'm like, that's crazy because I have never spent a dime playing that video game on my phone. And I'm like, that's crazy, but it was on my Apple Pay card. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess they have your credit card number from your Apple account, but I said, I requested a refund because I said, that's just crazy. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to go ahead and rip this one shorter. Have you guys ever had that happen before? Words with friends. I think we talked about this before. I do that Wordle one. I've got really good at it. Sometimes I can get them like in three steps. Usually it takes me, I think, an average 5, but I haven't missed one in over a month. That one goes this way. But they're kind of fun. I wish you could do more than one a day, but they only let you do one. All right, and that goes right to the center. And then we're just going to trim all these off. So we don't need these anymore. See how it gets faster? I did that one really fast. But you know what irritates me? Like, if you're on Facebook and you see all these ads for like making thousands of dollars playing solitaire, cash or something, and then you go try it, you download it, and you go try it, and you're really good at it, and you do it in like 1 minute, and then you win a little bit of money, and as soon as you win like 5 or 6 games, then automatically they're going to make you lose the next you know, several, because they don't want you to win any money. And I think they're all a scam. Has anybody ever played a game and you actually won like money like they say you can win? I think they're all a scam. But I do like mindless little games sometimes, just to, it just kind of clears your mind, you know, if you're sitting there and you're stressed. If you just play a game for a little while, it's like, okay, I totally block out the whole world and just kind of clear my mind. So, all right, so there is, oops, I missed one. Right there. All right, so there's that one. So then this goes right on the front of the card because it's my card front. This is, I think, the prettiest one. But I wanted to give you several examples of different papers and different widths, and because it seems like every single one that I saw was actually using 2-inch wide pieces like here, and I was like, I wonder why nobody's doing any wider ones, because it seems like it'd be exactly the same, and it is exactly the same. So we're just gonna stamp our word real quick. Oh, this is my yucky pad. Kind of, I just re-inked it not too long ago, but it's got that funkiness to it. All right, there's my Grateful for You. And then this one I'm using that cloud cover, really pretty cloud cover ribbon. And we're just gonna tie a knot, a bow. And I think I'm just gonna tape this on. You know, when I first taught classes, up until maybe like, I think up until I moved into this house, which was about 6 years ago, I used to supply adhesive for everybody at class. And I only used this one, the nail adhesive. And I remember just sitting in class and you'd hear people go, shh, like on the back of a card like this. They'd be going, shh, 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 shh. And you're just sitting there like, oh my God, there's $5 worth of adhesive. So then I started telling people to bring their own adhesive. Because it used to drive me crazy watching people. I said, you really only need like a little bit. Maybe like just down the edges, not the whole entire thing. Yeah, when you play it. Yeah, if I can't sleep, I'll play video games too. But it's really, that's the only one I play. And, but I'm usually pretty good at it. But sometimes you'll get to a level that's like extremely hard. And you're like 5 days you spend trying to get through that level. All right, we're going to put that right about there. And do a little bow. Then I get frustrated because I'm like, dang, I've just wasted 5 hours trying to get this one level. And I think of all the things I could have been doing. So, I don't know. I kind of want to just delete it and not do it anymore because I'm wasting time, but I don't know. I feel better after I play for a little while, that I feel like, okay, now I've cleared my mind. I can go back to what I was doing earlier. All right, so there we go. And we're going to stick that down with 2 glue dots because this ribbon doesn't like to stick either. So, oops. So let's put it about right there. And I'm just going to grab one. All right, so we've got double sticky there. And then for these, I use the same ones I did on the first card. The Pretty Peacock. Because these go with everything, and these are retiring. So if you like these, you better get them. And I think they're on sale for, a couple dollars off. I could be wrong, but I think they are. Okay. And then we're going to give that one little spritz. And we're done. All right, so we are finished with the cards. So now I'm going to hurry up and do a joke and card giveaway. So I know you guys are tired of being here, right? Never, huh? You would like this video to be like 2 hours long, probably. Okay, so there's all the cards from today. I've actually got 2 jokes for you guys tonight. All right. So, you like these? Thank you, thank you. Snow tonight and tomorrow. Woo, back to deep freeze Saturday. Yikes. That's Canada. Play at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah, I have one of those Bodabras. But I don't know. I can just do them with my fingers. I have never played cribbage, Nancy. I'm not even sure what that is. Okay, so we're done with the cards. So let me pull up the joke. This is a cute one. All right, this is a Johnny joke. So Johnny jokes, you know Johnny's always bad. When 6-year-old Johnny and his mom were waiting at the bus stop, she says to him, okay, I'll get a ticket for myself, but if the driver asks how old you are, tell him you're 5, then I won't have to pay for your ticket. The bus pulls up, they get on, and Mom pays for the adult return to town center. The driver asks Johnny, what is your name, young man? He proudly replies, I'm Johnny. The driver says, and how old are you, Johnny? He says, I'm only 5 years old. And when will you be 6? Asks the driver. As soon as I get off the bus. Okay, so that's joke number one. Here's joke number two. This one's cute. Two guys are talking, and the first guy says, I'm 84 and my body is full of aches and pains. The second guy says, I'm also 84 and I feel like I'm a newborn baby. Surprise, the first guy says, really? The second guy says, yep, no hair, no teeth, and I just wet my pants. This reminds me of my mother's nursing home. I think they all wear diapers there. All right, so those are the jokes for today, and I've got some cards to give away. And I don't think hardly anybody has claimed their cards from last time, because I've got quite a few still not claimed. So let me see. We've got Sharon Schmidt. If you missed the last video, we made that card. And then we've got Julia Stroud. These two people have one more chance because they have 1 week to get them. And then Sue. Oh, actually, I've got Sue. I think I've got Sue's address. Okay, that was it. Just 3. And this is 2 cards. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's the cards for today. So I need to add some more names in here. All right, the first winner is Sherry Dugan. Sherry Dugan. Next winner is Elfie Cron or Crone, I'm not sure. Next winner is Marilyn Skelton. Marilyn Skelton. And the last winner is Judy French. So there you go. Those are today's winners. So Sharon and Julia and Kathy, you guys need to give me a message and give me your address. And then the rest of you guys, there's my email. stampgirl2@cox.net. Here's the addresses for cards and prayers if you want to send some. And then if you want my address, there it is. All right, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff for me. You guys are doing a fabulous job of commenting and stuff lately. I've been loving all the comments. And I try to answer them within a few days, but sometimes I don't get to all of them because it just takes me a while. Thank you guys. Happy mail from Lisa, right? All right, have a great night. I'll see you back on, oh yeah, Sue, I do have your address, I'm pretty sure. 7 of you watching tonight from a 4-day craft retreat in North Dallas. All right. Please give us a shout out. Hello to all you crafters in Dallas. And you laughed at the jokes. Thank you so much, Kay. All right, have a great rest of your week. I'll see you Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. How do you get your name in the drawing? Marilyn, you just comment on here, and I go through, after the video's over, I go through and just put names in there. And also, if you send me a card, like everybody who sent me a card today, their name will go back in the drawing again, too. So that's why some people win more than other people. If you send me a lot of cards, your name goes in the bucket a lot, or the bowl. So I know that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't think I could go all the way to Dallas, but I wish they'd have one near me because that would be fun. All right, you guys, take care. Sorry this was so long tonight, but have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.